Hello students, welcome to today's video. Today we will explain the properties of electric lines of force and the dipole and the dipole moment, electric dipole and the dipole moment. So let's start. First of all, we need to know what is electric lines of force. Here you can see a path along which a unit positive charge would move if it is free to do so. Suppose a positive charge, unit positive charge is moving in this direction. So the lines of force will be this. Okay. So what if we need to find the electric field at point P? The electric field will be simply tangential to that point. Tangent to that point. The direction of electric field will be tangent to that curve. Okay. So here we get few properties of electric lines of force. So first property tells the lines of force start from positive charge and ends at negative charge. It means whenever we draw a positive charge and here suppose negative charge, the electric lines of force is always directed toward negative, from positive to negative in this direction. Okay, from positive to negative. If it is negative charge, okay, negative charge, the direction will be positive to negative. So the second point, the electric lines of force originate or terminate always at the right angle to the surface of charge. Here you can see it is always right angle to the surface. Let me make you clearer by giving one more simple example. Suppose there is a surface having charge, so it will emit electric field, lines of force or electric field. So the electric field will be like this. As it is positive, it will emit. See, at each point the electric field is perpendicular to the surface. Here also perpendicular, here also perpendicular. So if it is bent like this, the surface is like this, at that point it will again be perpendicular, at that point it will again be perpendicular here. So the electric lines of force always remains perpendicular to the surface of charge. Third point, the lines of force do not pass through a conductor. Okay, dear student, in this point you can see lines of force do not pass through a conductor. We can describe it if we have the knowledge of electric flux and Gauss theorem. Okay, so for now you just consider it as the lines of force do not pass through a conductor. That means if we consider a conductor, the electric field inside it is zero. Okay, we will describe this part in later on, in later classes. The fourth point, the electric lines of force never intersect each other. Okay, suppose two lines of force, suppose they intersect each other. So what will happen if they intersect each other? At that intersecting point, we can draw the electric field in this direction if we consider these lines of force. In the similar way, if we consider these lines of force, we can draw in this direction electric field. So at the point P, at the intersecting point, there is electric field in two directions, which is not possible, simple. As a result of which they never intersect each other. The fifth point, the relative closeness of lines of force in different region gives the relative strength of electric field. That means if we consider, suppose if we consider a plus Q, plus positive charge of magnitude Q, in that case the electric field will emit like this. See, here if we draw an imaginary spherical boundary, and here you can see the relative closeness in this sphere is very much higher than the at a very far distance. It means the strength of electric field, the direction of electric field will emit from positive charge, all the direction will be toward outward direction. So the relative strength, what I need to know is that the relative strength here as a smaller distance from the plus q charge is higher as compared to the larger distance. Okay, the strength of electric field is much higher at the closer as the distance is much closer to the positive charge. Okay, this describes the relative strength of electric field at different region. Okay, at this region the electric field is very less, and here is very large because of closeness. You can see the closeness. The next point, the lines of force contract longitudinally. Okay, let me explain the point 6 point. If we consider positive charge and here a negative charge, positive and negative charge, in this case it will attract toward it, the force will be attractive force. That means they will contract longitudinally, that means along the line or lengthwise along the line. That means it also reveals or it also tells about the central force. In previous classes we have explained the meaning of central force. It means the force will act along the line. Okay, it means it contracts longitudinally. The last point, the lines of force exert lateral pressure on each other. Now suppose we have considered two positive charge. So the lines of force will be like this. It will emit here also in this way. See, the lines of force, there is repulsive force between two like charges, as a result of which here you can see the electric lines of force due to two charges here exerts pressure, as a result of which they cannot intersect each other. Okay, they are exerting pressure on each other. These are called lateral pressure on each other. This happens, this explains the repulsive force between like charges. And the sixth point, it explains longitudinally. It means it explains the force is attractive in nature. The attraction force is being explained here. Okay. Now we will discuss about the electric dipole. Electric dipole. Suppose here A point there is plus q charge, and at B point there is minus q charge, and it is separated by a distance A. Whenever two charges of same magnitude, equal and opposite charges separated by certain distance, called dipole. That means we can write equal and opposite charges separated by certain distance, called electric dipole. Clear? Now in some books you will get the distance given will be twice A. It is nothing, it is just because to make the further numerical much easier. Okay, so from here we will get dipole moment. Dipole moment is the product of either charge multiplied by the distance between them. So the product of either charge if it is q multiplied by, if we take the distance as twice A, any distance A or twice A, so we will write here twice A, so it will be twice A into q. We denote dipole moment as P. As A is displacement, A is vector quantity, So dipole moment will also be the vector quantity and the direction will be in the direction of A. So where we got the expression for dipole moment, that is the product of charge, either charge and the distance between them. So hope student you understood the topic very clearly, and if further there is any queries or confusion regarding this topic, you can comment below. Thank you.